Hi everybody, I'm Brian with Team 21. We currently have 2 people looking for another 2. We're doing a fantasy sports kind of application because most of your TV watching, at least, is either going to be news or sports. I mean, some people watch real drama, but you know, it's news or sports. So for those people that love watching sports, I mean, you might have multiple sports events going on at the same time. You might want notifications while you're watching one sport. You can either use PIP or you could use just notifications or go to the application and get more information. Eventually we want to kind of put a social aspect into the application, so you'd be able to go against friends that you make on the application, but that's a little bit further ahead. Right now we're just going with getting information through RSS, displaying that and notifying people as they watch television. If you're looking for kind of a sports application, we're looking for UX and Android person, Team 21, right over on the left side. Thank you. Good. So basically we set out to make a social TV, but okay, so basically it's social TV, and what we wanted to do was have the idea with the product search and to talk with your friends through Facebook and Twitter, and that would be an overlay on the top of your feed. You can control the transparency of the overlay, and you can also hide it depending on the settings. I'm not showing it because I spent about 4 hours trying to get the Google product API to work. But that would be feeding on the bottom, and it's going to be another activity. But this isn't the overlay, this is the other part. This is going to feed you some data where you can go to the app, so it's kind of a multi-screen in the sense that you can watch TV and use the application, and you can also just be viewing the application only. We have, for purposes right now, feeds of Yahoo RSS for sports. And we also, you can sign in and post stuff about what you're reading to your friends. We're currently limited, you can't see anything that they're posting. That would be something to put in, but the other view actually has a list that would be populated for what they're saying that's specific to what you're watching. And also, like everyone already has a problem with, is that you can't actually get what you're watching. So we'd probably have to go with either what the user specifically has in his comments for TV shows, looking for that, or we'd have to go through some type of licensing with Revo, or there's data scraping, which looks pretty prominent.
Do you have, so are you envisioning this to be sort of like a typical sort of ESPN or, sports ticker on the bottom that I can basically then interact with? Is that what this is?
Yeah, this is kind of like it'll show notifications. This specific activity would show notifications while you're watching television for new information. And then you could go to this one and post stuff. But on the other overlay, there's a view that you can go between the products that are shown, and you can go and actually post while you're watching as well. So you'll get notifications and the feed for social between Twitter and Facebook, and then you can see that what you're posting and what people are responding specific to that area, but that requires a server component, which we can implement.
And is the feed completely independent of what channel you're watching or what show you're watching, or is it somehow tied to it?
The feed is specific to what show you'd be watching. But for that, you have to data scrape online TV listings.
I guess I've seen apps on other platforms like Samsung that do things like this be pretty popular. People like having kind of a persistent ticker on the bottom. Have you thought at all about how to potentially relate that to a given piece of content you're watching? So, if you're watching a baseball, like I guess Lakers game earlier today, right? Having information about, gossip about the playoffs or things that are kind of related to that. Like, have you thought at all about just matching it to the broadcast, or is it purely kind of like you want a ticker and that's it?
It would be information specific to what you're watching. So you can have products, you can comment on the bottom. You can also put in other types of views that would flip over, being like that team's schedule or the team's current roster. You could look at more drive down, but that would be more specific to what category you'd be in.
And do you think there's any applicability beyond sort of live shows that you're sort of watching concurrently with somebody else? Like if all this
show
is
data, you're talking about what you can get. The most you can really get in at least for foreseeable future for the next few years would just be the description of the episode or movie that you're going to watch, when it's going to be playing. So based on the description, we can kind of...
I'm actually not asking about what you can get. Let me ask it again, which is in a different way. If I'm time shifted, I'm not watching the Lakers game same time as my buddy, what do I see in my ticker?
That's a good question.
Alright, actually, with that, we're out of time, so just take 10 seconds and answer that quickly.
Basically, it depends on if the show, and so if he's already seen it and you haven't, then you shouldn't be able to see what he's talking about, because that would ruin it for you. But yeah, that's a good one.